Just shifting gears for a second, and maybe we'll
Sure.
shake out some of that quality stuff in
Yeah.
a minute, but I wanted to ask you just your thoughts in general on like factor timing. And if you just sort of where you stand on that. I mean, like with value being, if, you know, the expectation is there's a potential for relative outperformance in value stocks, like how do you view, you know, factor timing, you know, should that be something, but just like, where do you guys stand on that? And how do you incorporate it all in your investment process, or what's your general take?
So yeah, there's kind of two takes. So for my personal like idiot investment process in my investment account, where I can just be an idiot and do whatever I want based on gut instinct. You know, like Jack did the same thing, but you know, I went all in from diversified global value momentum trend to like all in deep value, you know, at the depths of hell, you know, a couple months ago. Obviously timing value. But frankly, that was just because it made me feel good, and I just couldn't handle it. But that there's a difference between doing things that feel good and intuitive and doing things that actually would make sense. So what makes sense is from an empirical standpoint, first off, like factor timing, in my opinion, is damn near impossible if you really sluice it up and look at all the wide, robust data samples, you know, all the things you can test on. It's noisy at best. So first, there's not a lot of empirical support for it. But then the other issue that I have with it, frankly, is that it's you're giving up a bird in the hand. I'm talking specific to the context of like value and momentum when you're trying to time those things, because those are kind of the only two factors I really believe generate kind of like, they're like on the level of beta as far as usefulness. You get a bird in the hand when you compile value and momentum, because I think those things will structurally kind of act like yin and yang. And so you know you're getting diversification benefits there. And so when you take a factor timing bet, you're really trying to increase your expected returns, but you're giving up this insane diversification portfolio benefit. So the cost of being wrong is, I think, it's probably non-linear when you really think about it, because you have to be so right that expected return benefit of timing from like momentum stuff to value stuff is so extreme that it overcomes this incredible portfolio diversification benefit. I don't think that is plausible, which is when I do normal advice to other people and I'm not trading my IRA because I'm an idiot, you know, I always recommend global, deep value, deep momentum, combo, strategic allocation, don't think about it type stuff, because I think that actually makes more sense.
Yeah, and to your point, I mean, you could have made a case before this whole COVID situation that, you know, you should be adding exposure to value, and obviously that didn't go very well. You know, the data, the spreads were wide coming into this thing.
Yeah, exactly. They just got wider.
And that's the problem. The timing of it is so hard.
I know, and it's it's. I mean, that said, like if you put a gun to my head, because I had to bet on like a silo, like one or the other. Like I would bet on obviously the long short value spread over long short momentum right now, but that's not what I have to make a decision on. I'm building a portfolio where I'd rather just keep them both strategically and not, you know, just own them in the weights that I think make sense, you know, as kind of a static kind of risk parity portfolio construct is what we do, and just be done with it. Like live with the reality that, you know, sometimes you're gonna have an urge to kind of time them.